Welcome to the Ultimate Bloons TD6 strategy series, where I'm going to be showing you strategies for every single tower from the Dart Monkey to the Beast Handler and every single path in between. This will show you how to diversify your setup and get better, along with seeing some stats, tips and tricks, and all of the strategies for every single one of the towers. And although that the series is geared more towards Chimps mode, this will also show you a lot of tips and tricks that apply to the standard game and will allow you to win with a new style. Alright, so today we're moving on to Striker Jones, which is definitely a bit of a controversial hero, I guess, mostly because he only buffs a very specific amount of towers, and a lot of people don't like those towers, so let's just get right into it, and I'll show you some cool things that you can do to kind of break that a bit. So his status is pretty much just support. He has a 1.0 XP rate, so he's going to be getting XP very fast, and let's take a look at some of his levels first of all. So level 3 is the Concussive Shell ability. This is actually pretty good. At the beginning, it won't do really a whole lot. It's good at helping with round 40 a bit, but that will get a lot better later on. Then level 5 is pretty big. This allows resistance to black balloons for all towers, so most notably, I guess, just bombs and mortars, towers that do explosion type damage, but it also will even affect stuff like Spectre, although typically you would use a different hero for that. It's just worth having the better support from a different hero and getting the utility out of an MIB. That would kind of be worth it. But level 7 has another interesting ability. This allows your mouse or finger, if you're on mobile, to make the mortar target it, and then it goes back to its default location. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Quality of life, makes mortar strategies a little bit easier. And then level 10 will reset the abilities. This can also be really good, especially if you have something like a pop and awe or artillery battery, and then a bunch of those assassins too will do that. Then let's move on just past a bunch of general buffs and stuff like that to level 19, where you get full resistance to black balloons. It makes everything super easy for these bombs and mortars. And then level 20 is a double damage ability. With the reset, you'll also be giving your bombs and mortars double damage, which is quite crazy, and you'll see that being used later. So now let's take a look at the buffs, and you don't really want to buff this guy. He doesn't have amazing damage. Even at level 20, he's gonna not really be able to pop these Moabs at all, so you're not really getting this guy for damage, but what you are getting is the support for the bombs and mortars, along with the utility from the Concussive Shell that will be greatly improved later. But as you can see, it's pretty much based around these bombs and mortar strategies. So looking at the strategies, you really can do anything with any of the tier 5 mortars. So you can do Bloons, PAA, biggest one strategies. They're all pretty effective. Same thing with the bomb shooters, the Bloon Crush and the Bomb Blitz. The Moab Eliminator is often added to other setups to get round 100 damage and COMG type damage, but you can do a very cool primary expertise strategy with the Assassin Spam, which will kind of take place for the mid-path bomb. So those are the strategies. So let's get right into it. So the first one, I'm just going to be showing an example of a mortar strategy. I will be going for the Bloon Incineration. You could pair this with just another tier 5 in the mix, or get another tier 5 mortar, which I will do it with Pop and Awe. That will kind of cover some of the weaknesses. So I'm going to be getting Biker Bones in there. That's the skin, very cool skin. You don't really have to get him necessarily early. He gets a lot of XP and all, so that's not really an issue, and he doesn't do a lot of good damage, so not really the biggest concern. I'm gonna get my double guns up, then I get the Biker Bones, and I'll work on that mortar. I'll get a 023 Dart Monkey right there, just steal with some camos, so I can go for an artillery battery, and that will just destroy around 40. A lot of times you won't be able to get an artillery battery up if the map is a little bit tougher. This map is great for mortars, so I'm not going to really have much of an issue. So you might need to get something along the lines, maybe a Moab Mauler, and then the insides plus whatever else you're going to have will deal with that. And then I'm just going to get the Signal Flare to deal with camos. The Signal Flare is actually quite good at dealing with camos. On some harder maps, it may not be as consistent for black borders, and in challenges, it's just a no-brainer. It's very strong, very cheap. You can micro it around, and you can get discounts on your villages. But I'm just going to be using it here. Then I'm going to bring it into the Shattering Shells. It does a little bit of damage in the mid-game, but not a lot. I need more Moab damage, so I'm just going to get a Moab Glue and one Assassin. The Artillery Battery is great for the cleanup, and with all of the buffs, this is just going to push right to a Bloon Incineration, which is going to be really nice. From there, everything's pretty easy. I can Alk buff it and overclock it, stuff like that if I want. But instead, I'm just going to be going for right into the pop and off, so I'll have that ability for the DDTs and all. It's really strong with Striker Jones, especially, not only because it just gives a bunch of buffs related to the mortars and all, but the level 20 ability will reset the pop and awe ability, which is a huge thing. So you can just pull many pop and awes, and that will just completely stun the entire screen, deal tons of damage, and it's all good fun and stuff. So I got the Blue Incineration there. Pop and awe is going to come right after. Again, this is a pretty good map, so it's not like we're going to really have any struggles. The only thing that this is missing, which is round 100 damage, which I conveniently kind of like waited off to buy. So the round 100 in this example was kind of close because I didn't really get it right off the bat, but you just might need to look and see that this week what the strategy's weaknesses. But anyways, I just alch buff it. These regular rounds are no issue. The pop and awe is just going to destroy all of that. So yeah, very cool, very nice and easy. And the buff set the Striker Jones is going to be giving these guys is just really good. And if you want to do a fun strategy with any of these bombs or mortar towers, you definitely want to check out like using Striker Jones with that. And then that's pretty much like it. There's not really a whole lot to it, but I'm going to be taking a look at the different strategy, which is going to be the primary expertise assassin spam, which has a bit more of a method. This is more like just get towers that will do damage when Striker Jones is put in, but this one takes a little bit more like method and planning in order to pull off. So I'm going to be taking a look at this on a little bit of a trickier map. This is Cargo. It's a pretty advanced map, very well placed for its difficulty. So let's go for an early game. I'm going to need definitely more of an early game here because we're going to get Striker Jones. He's not going to be able to do anything. Very cool, Striker Jones. Anyways, just he's not going to be doing much damage, so really no need to get him down early. We'll plop him right there. He's not going to do anything until round 40, but I'm just going to work on the sub to get the early game carry. A lot of these towers, these like bombs and mortars, they are not good at the early game unless you have a map that's like super specified for it. So we're just going to have a complete early game carry, and that's going to make everything super easy. On top of that, this strategy is very focused on getting like a whole village set up first before you can really get any good damage at all. So this is also more important. I'm just going to get a alch buffed sub. I'll grab a sniper over there to pull together the consistency and stuff, and everything's going to be super chill. Turn that into an APD and then get maybe a little bit of intel for round 40, and we are good. I can use the concussive shell on the ceramics on the inside just to make sure everything gets cleaned up like there, and it's good. Now I'm going to be getting two villages. One is going to be a discount, the other is going to be a 250 village. This will allow everything to get camo, no issues, no problems with that. And I'm going to want to try to get a primary mentoring as early up as possible, but I had a bit of a suspicion that I was going to die here. So just to be safe, I bought a really big bombs and cluster bombs up before the primary mentoring. This wastes a little bit of cash, but I just want to get that primary mentoring up as early as possible in a reasonable manner without risking death. Because if you want a black border, you gotta be a little bit more cautious. Anyways, I turned that really big bomb into an impact that's going to stun the balloons. The cluster bomb is going to do damage to some balloons. I'm going to grab another one. That two clusters and impact will tend to get everything very nice and very easy. And now I'm going to spam 140 maulers. We're getting the 140 because you get good benefits from it, but only when it's free. You never want to really pay money for these benefits because they're not proportionately worth the cost compared to the amount of power that you're just getting out the assassin. So only when they're free, they're worth getting. And we only get the first tier free with primary mentoring, so we're just going to keep them like that. So we're going to grab some of these guys until somewhere around round 60 to like round 65. And then after that, we're going to save up to the primary expertise. So 27k save up, not too bad. Should get that before round 80. Get it at least before the super ceramics come in, and then you're going to be fine. I'm going to buy drums on the other village to make the primary expertise shoot faster. Upgrade all of the bombs now to 240 because now you get the second tier free. That's all chill. And then we can grab just like a relentless glue, bunch more assassins. Typically you might want another sabo because well, one sabo because DDTs can be a little bit of issue. And then sometimes also round 100 can be an issue if the map is super short, so in that case you might want a first strike. Other times if the map is longer, you could get like 2 runs of your assassin ability, and that's just going to shred open the bad or if you do a stall, you might get the level 20 ability back, and that will also shred the bad. But this is like, I didn't really showcase it too much the last time, but this is where the level 20 just shines. You'll see round 98 coming out, and I'm just going to use all the assassin abilities, hit level 20, use the assassins again, and all the rounds, all the Bloons on round 98 are just going to be toasted. Also, when it comes to the targeting, you want most of your assassins on first, because if you put them all on strong, they're just going to target only the ZOMGs, and then you'll get like a mega rush of Moabs and ceramics just coming out. So just do that, you're going to be great. It's a really cool strategy, and I definitely recommend trying it out. Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!